Today, we're tackling a wild question. Could there have been a nuclear war in ancient times? It sounds like science fiction, but some ancient stories and sites have sparked real debate, so let's dive in and explore the facts and myths together. Hey everyone, welcome back to Realm of Secrets. I have to admit this case really intrigued me, partly because of the fascinating physical evidence and partly because of the written records left by ancient civilizations. And if you're new to this channel and enjoy topics like this, hit that subscribe button and support the channel so we can dive deeper into the unknown and explore these stories together. We'll start this video with none other than J. Robert Oppenheimer, known as the father of the atomic bomb, who was famously interested in ancient Hindu and religious texts. After the first successful test of the atomic bomb, he was reportedly asked whether this was the first nuclear explosion in history, and his answer was striking. Yes, in modern times. When the first atomic bomb was tested in New Mexico on July 16, 1945, the intense heat from the explosion melted the desert sand at the site, creating a greenish, glassy substance now known as Trinitite. Essentially, Trinitite is glass formed when the extreme temperatures fused the sand and soil together during the nuclear blast. When excavations began in the ancient Babylonian Euphrates Valley in what is today Iraq, people claim that archaeologists made a shocking discovery: a cylinder seal that seems to show King Nebuchadnezzar II holding a device strikingly similar to a modern nuclear bomb. You can even see what looks like a mushroom cloud and scattered weapons falling from the sky. At first glance, this artifact seems to completely rewrite our understanding of human history. Could it be proof of advanced technology thousands of years ago? I mean, just look at these depictions. Who can tell me this isn't clear evidence of a nuclear weapon in ancient times, right? But, as with many mysterious stories, there's always a but. Upon closer examination, experts agree that this so-called nuclear bomb seal is not an authentic relic from ancient Mesopotamia. Instead, it is most likely a modern creation made in recent times. At least, that's the official explanation. Could it be a fake? Absolutely. Could it actually be real and hidden from us? Maybe. After all, we know that throughout history, many discoveries have been hidden or pushed under the rug. So I wouldn't be surprised if this artifact was one of those pieces someone tried to keep from the public eye. I can't tell you for certain. I'll leave that for you to decide. And if you thought this was just one bizarre discovery, hold on, guys. In the southwestern Egyptian desert, near the borders with Libya and Sudan, archaeologists discovered a massive area covered with this strange greenish-yellow glass, known as Libyan Desert Glass. Now, some scientists have speculated that this fused glass might have been created by powerful lightning strikes during intense storms. But here's the thing. There's a big problem with that theory. The glass is spread over a huge area, almost as if something way more powerful than normal lightning caused it. I mean, lightning doesn't strike the exact same spot over and over again in such a perfect way. We all know nature just doesn't work like that. So what's the other explanation? Well, another logical idea is that a giant meteorite slammed into the desert, releasing enough energy to melt the sand and create glass on impact. And for those who don't know, sand actually turns into glass at around 1,700 degrees Celsius. That's about 3,090 degrees Fahrenheit. But even this meteor theory has a problem. Meteor impacts usually leave behind a big, obvious crater. And in this case, there's no crater anywhere to be found. In the end, the researchers were left with one last, almost unbelievable explanation. What if this area was exposed to nuclear or thermonuclear detonations? The insane heat released by atomic explosions can fuse desert sand and soil, transforming them into greenish glass. Think about it. That's exactly what happened in New Mexico during the first atomic bomb tests. And we know those bombs later devastated Hiroshima and Nagasaki in World War II. Could something similar have happened long ago? in the middle of the desert. Pretty crazy, right? In 1998, at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, Italian mineralogist Vincenzo de Michele noticed an unusual yellow-green gem set into one of Tutankhamun's necklaces. After testing, it turned out this gem wasn't an ordinary stone at all. It was, yes, you guessed it, greenish glass. And it's actually far older than ancient Egyptian civilization itself. Geologists later traced its source to a remote area of the Sahara Desert, covering a vast region stretching for miles. Most scientists believe this mysterious glass was created by the extreme heat of a giant meteorite airburst, which melted the desert sand into glass. While this is the most widely accepted theory, it still lacks direct evidence and is mostly based on logical conclusions within mainstream science. But honestly, no one knows the full story for sure, or maybe someone actually does. Ancient texts might offer some clues to that question, especially the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, two famous Hindu epics that some believe are over 20,000 years old. These texts describe powerful weapons of fire raining from the sky, used in massive wars between legendary kingdoms. In the Ramayana, Rama's empire battles Ravana's advanced kingdom of Lanka, while the Mahabharata tells of a devastating conflict between the Pandavas and the Kauravas, involving divine weapons with destructive power. I'll read you just one short part that describes the weapons and the destruction. One projectile, charged with the power of the entire universe, shone like thousands of suns. The vertical explosion created smoke clouds that formed into giant parasols. It was an unknown weapon, an iron thunderbolt, a massive messenger of death that reduced the entire race of the Vrishnis and the Andakas to ashes. The bodies were burned beyond recognition. Hair and nails fell out, pottery shattered without any apparent reason, and all the birds were turned to white powder. A few hours later, all the food was contaminated, and in desperation, the soldiers threw themselves into water to wash themselves and their equipment from this terrible fire. Do you know where you can find almost identical descriptions of such weapons? If the ancient descriptions alone aren't enough for you, you can even watch real footage of this kind of destruction, because an almost identical thing happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Did the ancient authors of these texts really have such vivid imaginations that they just decided, hey, let's make up a brand new type of weapon purely to make the story more exciting? I don't really know. What do you think? Those Hindu epics might not be as purely mythological as many people think. In the ancient ruins of Mohenjo Daro, archaeologists discovered what some believe to be evidence of vitrification caused by intense heat. Human skeletons were found lying in the streets, sometimes even holding hands, as if something sudden and catastrophic struck them during their daily activities, something that burned them and fused their bodies to the stone. And if that isn't intriguing enough, consider this. These same skeletons were reportedly found with radiation levels up to 50 times higher than normal. Could this be further evidence of an ancient nuclear war? Now we come back to J. Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the modern atomic bomb. After witnessing the devastation caused by his creation in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Oppenheimer remembered the words from the Bhagavad Gita, a part of the epic Mahabharata. Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. Later in his life, he expressed deep regret over his work and became a strong advocate for the prohibition of nuclear weapons. But unfortunately, it was already too late. Is there any truth in this story, or are these just invented theories? Is our civilization simply going in a circle of rebirth and destruction? Perhaps this is the question of all questions. You're watching The Realm of Secrets, a place where we ask unprecedented questions. We don't claim to have the answers, but we have the right to ask, because the truth is out there, somewhere around us. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.